brain leak.
Sean, this past week on Friday, you were betrayed. You were taken advantage of.
Attacked,
in a way.
even.
Attacked.
Yes. I would
Yes.
say it was an attack on the entire Irish people.
Mm-hmm. You were attacked. Your whole
While
family,
I was asleep.
your soul.
I got attacked
while you
in my
were
sleep.
By a French man.
Half French. Not even full
Historically, what did the French and the Irish have any
Historically,
qualms?
the French are cowards. So, unless it's against their own people and their own governments and, you know, Vive la France and all of that stuff. Assassin's Creed Unity, famously. Yeah, Connor had his auction, his charity auction. Lots of cool items going up for sale. He messaged me a couple of weeks ago before anything even went up, and he was like, I'm really excited for this, by the way. Look what I got. And he showed me that he had an Elden Ring poster signed by Miyazaki. And I was like, dude, I'm winning that. Well, I wanted to donate anyway. And then I was like, I'm winning that for sure. And it went up, and I put in a bid. I put it in at 10K immediately. I was like, beat that. And then it showed that I put it in as like 5K. And I was like, I don't understand how the auction works. I don't get any of this. I thought I could just like throw down money and be like, here, beat that. I thought it was like poker, where it was like all in. But it's not. And then you can only go up in increments. And then if somebody else bid, then mine would auto go in and like it would fill the gap. But it would only go in at like 100 above or 500 above. And then the higher it went, the more it would go in above it. So then it went up to 10K pretty quick, and somebody named Feifei was competing against me. Yeah. Which they were always going to lose. There was no way. I was dropping like, you know how people have like generational wealth? That's, if you're on YouTube for a while, that's what you have. You're a gaming YouTuber from 2012. You have generational wealth.
You have generational wealth. You have that old YouTube money.
Yeah, I come from money. You know, my family, my YouTube parents come from money. Yeah, I'm like a nepo baby.
God, that's gonna be so weird at some point. I mean, I don't know. I wonder if it's already happening.
YouTube where it's nepo like, babies.
Yeah, like familial nepo, where you're inheriting an audience from
I was thinking about that.
Your parents.
That if, let's say you and I are streaming and doing YouTube and stuff, and then we have a friend who has never done it, but wants to get into it, and then they just stream with us and record with us for like a month, and we build up an audience for them, and they get into it. Isn't that basically being a nepo baby for this type of content?
Yeah, it's nepotism, technically.
Yeah, there's no family involved, but. That's basically the same thing. I built this myself. I looked at somebody else. I was looking at somebody else and went, I don't want that. Give me that.
give me that.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Give me that.
Give me that. I feel like I'm kind of a nepo baby a little bit. You know? A little bit. I don't know. I feel like I've gotten a large majority of my audience from other people, but maybe that's just the imposter syndrome. You have definitely collabed with people that can help you gain a bigger audience, but you didn't start from that. You started on your own in your room, and you had like an audience of your own going, regardless of what size it was. So that's true.
It's more like you, instead of being a nepo baby, you moved to LA, big dream, stars in your eyes. You were already doing it, but you auditioned, you were doing your thing. You were in a couple of roles. You were on made for TV movies. You were on an episode of Grey's Anatomy, you know. And then you just got your big break. You were in Wednesday on Netflix, and you went from 1 million followers to 19 million.
Like, is that what happened?
Yeah, Jenna Ortega like dominated all of a sudden for like 6 months. Everyone knew who she was, and I think now she's like, I hate this. I fucking hate being this popular.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sucky because Chappell Rowan's going through it right now. You know Chappell Rowan, singer?
I do. I was looking at Chappell Rowan's Instagram the other day, and because in my brain, I'm like, they kind of popped out of nowhere. Yeah. They've been doing it for a really long time. But I looked at their Instagram, and I was like, wow, damn, their most recent photo had like almost 2 million likes. And then I scrolled back to January of this year. And their post at the end of January had like 45,000 likes.
Wow.
So going from having a following of, 45,000 likes is still a lot of likes, but going from 45,000 likes earlier at the beginning of this year to now having photos with almost 2 million likes on Instagram, it's just like, whoa, that's a big difference.
Yeah, it's happening quite a bit more.
It's happening!
Because a lot of people... I feel like my channel was one of those channels that kind of like blew up out of nowhere and a lot of people were talking about it and whatever, but that was still over like, I think that was still over like a 3-year period. It went from like, oh, I have 30,000 subs to now I have 6 million. But that was like a 3-year period back then. To go from that to that was huge. But now it's like people do that in like 2 months. When you go viral now, there's so many people on the internet that you go viral now, it's just boom. And then it's just there's like a vacuum from that almost. It's like a black hole gets formed and then suddenly it's like woof, and it all comes back down and everyone's like, we're still into you, but now we're way more critical and way weirder and it's not all fun anymore. And she was like, she said it a while ago that she was going to quit if it started getting weird. And now she's like, people are showing up where my parents live and where I used to work and things like that. And she's like, I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit because that's not what I want to do. Yeah. She also said the thing she misses most is doing drugs in public. Which I'm like, yeah, if you get popular, there's a lot of things you have to stop doing. You can't really speak your mind as much as you wanted to.
That's so funny. That's awesome. Oh, man.
Because it's also one of those things that like her music, as they would say, her music's for the girlies. And then it feels like if you're into her and you found her earlier, that hipstery kind of thing where it's like, oh, my precious thing, she's so sweet, she's making music for me, I relate to this so heavily. And now so many people are listening to her music just because it's good music, which she does make good music. But now it's kind of like getting bastardized and it's not for those people anymore, and the art in it, it's starting to... I've been going down that rabbit hole. There's a really weird system with female pop stars right now. The Taylor Swifts, Billie Eilish, Charli XCX, Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Rowan, all these girls, it feels like everyone's making them compete against each other, which makes it feel like they have to compete against each other. And it's probably injecting this like weird dynamic where it's like feminism, but not really. It's kind of scary and everyone's attacking one another, and it's getting kind of out of control and very vicious, and all the girls then feel like they have to like compete against each other, and the record labels are making them compete, and
it seems like most of that is just put on by the fan bases where people just make shit up of... I saw a thing, I can't remember specifically what it was. I think it was about Billie Eilish was doing some Q&A on Instagram or something. And someone asked if she was gonna do like a 3-hour show, and she was like, nobody wants that. Like, I don't want to do that. You guys don't want that. Like, no, that's way too long. And she was referring to herself, but everyone thought that she was like taking a jab at Taylor Swift because her shows are super long. Yeah. And everyone just like reads too much into it. And she's just like, no, I just don't want to do a show that's 3 hours long. And I don't feel like you guys really want that either.
Different types of music are also, because I feel like... Well, I haven't really listened to Billie Eilish's new stuff, but I feel like a lot of her songs are a bit more like slower, more somber and stuff. I'm probably wrong in this, but I feel like she doesn't have as many like shake it offs and things like that. Then again, I don't know Taylor Swift's music either, so I shouldn't really be saying anything. I do find it weird that like Taylor Swift is at the top of the charts and then somebody else comes out with an album like Billie Eilish, and then Taylor Swift's like, here's the second version of my album to keep me at the top of the charts. Then Charli XCX comes out with an album. She's like, here's the third version of my album. And the fifth
here's an acoustic version.
Yeah, this is the remix of this song just so nobody gets up top of me at number one. It's like, Taylor, You're Taylor fucking Swift. You can chill the fuck out. You don't need to be doing all that. Friendly! Oh, Buono, it is hot as heck out here in England. It's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit in England right now. Which is... it's like that all the time everywhere over here where I live. I don't care.
It's relative.
Anyway, I can't sleep properly because my sheets are sticking to me and the sheets are sticking to me and I'm sticking to the sheets. So it's a problem and they're stinky and they're smelly and they're sweaty and I'm lying in bed like, no, cobras, no. Get my night terrors.
silly goof. You silly goof. I'm sleeping soundly. I'm sleeping cool. I'm not sweating a damn drop. And it's because of Miracle Made and their wonderful NASA-inspired, silver-infused fabric sheets.
Wow. do you think because they have silver infusion that they're self-cleaning? Because I heard that kills 99.7% of bacterial growth.
That's exactly right. You're on your normal sheets. You're getting your face all over there. You're getting your oils all in there.
I'm breaking out.
Exactly. Normally you would be. But Miracle Made's wonderful sheets, they are self-cleaning. And they're better for your skin. They are designed to stop... they're designed to help stop bacteria on your sheets. And the bacteria clogs your pores, causes breakouts and acne.
And it's stinky.
It's stinky. So if you want to be...
stinkless.
Less ugly... and you want to have less acne, and you want to be less sweaty, go to trymiracle.com/brain.
Trymiracle.com/brain to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code BRAIN at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. That just sounds like deal after deal after deal to me.
Deal after deal after deal after deal.
The real miracle here is how do we get away with it so often?
They're borderline criminals for deals this good. I don't know if we can say that. Put it in anyway.
I don't. You can barely even understand you. So.
Again, that's trymiracle.com/brain. Use promo code BRAIN.
Brain
leak!
I think that's it's been fascinating to kind of like get a peek behind the curtain, but also I'm just joking. I don't want to get involved. I like seeing it at a surface level. I don't want people I don't want people coming after me trying to explain the ins and outs of it and all of these girls' like personalities and lifestyles and backgrounds and the interconnection between all of them. It's interesting, but I want to go after it at my own pace. I don't want... I feel like I'm going to learn so much more about all of these people before I want to. I will say, though, Charli XCX's album is pretty cool. And since Chappell Rowan came out of nowhere, which I've been calling her Chappell Rowan, and everyone was like, this is not right. You know who I think we should all be talking about?
Chappell Rowan.
We should all be talking about Laufey more. Laufey?
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce their name either. They make great music and it's so jazzy and just so ooh, ah. It's great morning listening music.
Notice how I get quiet when there's no one else around. It's just like, ooh, you're singing to my brain.
Yeah. I listen to their music in the morning sometimes when I'm making my coffee and Spencer's having his outside time.
Yeah.
I like jazzy mornings. I would like to know how to pronounce their name. How do you do it?
They say to she says to say Laufey, but
Laufey?
because it's Laufey or Laufey because it's an Icelandic the A and the U in Icelandic is kind of like one letter. So I think I got it close enough, but I think she's like people are getting close enough, but it's still not it. So just say Laufey.
You know what it sounds like, Sean? The A and the U.
Oh!
Hold on, I have to find it. Where is it? Where the fuck is it? I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know where it went. Can't make my joke anymore. I don't know where it went.
Do it with your mouth.
Wait!
Never mind.
Sounds like this.
No, and now say the name, but you have to work that into it.
Laufey.
Perfect. Although I say everyone should be talking about her music more, but maybe then she'll end up with the Chappell Rowan kind of stuff as well. And you know, fame is a bitch. I should have known better. It's like it's one of those things that everyone thinks they want until you get it. And I would like to think we have a certain amount of fame to our names. And I've gone through some shit with like fans grabbing me and yelling at you and the zombie thing outside a VidCon window kind of vibe.
Yep.
And it's really cool because as someone who grew up poor in Ireland who had no love from family, it's like, ooh, I found people who are giving me what I need or what I think I need.
Yeah.
And now it's like, no, I've done a lot of healing over the years for myself. It's like no one needs that. I get paranoid now that I go to a restaurant and I'm like, will anybody know who I am? Which is already such a fucking weird thing to think of. It's like, ooh, la-di-da, Mr. Famous. And I'm like, oh, but do I have to like act different? Do people like, I feel like a zoo animal. I feel like I can't like eat when people like know who I am. I had somebody come to my door for delivering stuff and they knew who I was and they were asking for pictures and like if they could FaceTime their like cousin and stuff. And I was like, oh no, sorry, not at my home. And then they've come to the house twice more since then. And I'm like, you're a really nice person, but it's just like, ugh, it's making me uncomfortable.
Yeah. I feel that way too because I don't think it's not a natural thing to think when you're out in public and you're like, people could be looking at me right now. And it is kind of uncomfortable when you can like feel someone looking at you. Yeah. You know, the worst is, and please don't do this. It's real weird. Just come and ask for a photo if you want a photo. I hate it when people try and sneak a photo in public. It's weird and it makes me so uncomfortable. Just ask for a photo. Don't just like,
and then you see it on Instagram later being like, I saw Ethan, and you're just like, you're in the picture, you're like, I'm fucking dying. I don't want to be around anybody right now.
It's so bad. I don't like it.
But
yeah, I think
the attention whore in me, which we all have a little bit of it. I mean, we're doing this job because we like attention to some degree. Part of me loves it. You know, that's what I'm doing. It like bolsters my confidence. I get very self-conscious a lot of the time. I'm like, I don't know if I'm as cool as everyone thinks I am. And then some people come up and they're like so enthusiastic and they're so happy and they've watched you for years. I'm like, that's kind of cool. Thank you. That like boosted my self-confidence for the day.
Yeah. No, I had that recently. I went to the Ren Fair, recently being like 2 months ago. But I went to the Ren Fair and I hadn't been to a place like that in a while. And a part of me was like, oh wow, it's kind of nice getting stopped like every minute. Yeah. And then it was like a little bit annoying, like trying to leave. But at the same time, I was like, wow, people still remember me. That's nice.
Yeah. Wow. I get a lot of the, I used to watch you so much when I was younger. Yeah. I used to watch you so much back in the day. It's like, oh, I didn't notice your hair. Like, it's not green anymore. And I'm like, oh, Christ.
Hasn't been for a while.
Yeah, it was green for 2 years. I've been doing this for 11. It was just so iconic. I was Charli XCX Brat before she was. I had Brat Summer written all over me.
You should post a photo of your green hair with the Brat logo on it. That'd be good.
That would be funny.
Yeah, I feel like at the like YouTuber level of getting noticed, it's manageable, and sometimes it gets a little bit weird, but I would not like to be like the Taylor Swift level of fame, where you literally cannot go anywhere without like the simple joys of like, you can't go to a movie anymore. Like you can barely go out to eat at a restaurant. Like you just can't do anything.
Yeah, I think about that a lot because when people start treating you that way, I think it's really hard to not react to it. It's really hard to see people as people anymore. When, like, if you meet anybody and they're all like, oh my God, you're Taylor Swift, can I get a picture? Okay, well, and you do this. Oh my God, you're amazing. And then it's like another person you meet, like, you hear that so often, and then you hear someone who doesn't know who you are. Maybe it's refreshing, maybe it's not, but you've gotten a warped sense of people at that point. You can't exist.
Yeah. You've like, by the definition, become an object.
Yeah.
You are just an object for people to take photos with and ask things of.
How many times have you shaved your face and gone, ooey, owie, ouch, I'm bleeding everywhere?
Almost every time I shave, I've been shaving with a dull cleaver.
Damn. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, it sucks.
You should be using Henson shaving. They're a family-owned aerospace parts manufacturer that has made parts for the International Space Station and the Mars rover. And now they're bringing that precision to your face, to your shaving experience. Not even just your face. There are lots of places you can shave. You might as well get the best shave possible.
That's right. Listen, you go and get other razors. They give you like the razor cartridges or whatever. You got to buy them over and over again. It's all expensive and they don't even shave that well. With the Henson razor, it's one single blade. One single blade. You get such a clean, such a great shave. And all you got to do is just swap out that one little blade. And it's so much cheaper than buying traditional razors. You get a great weighty metal handle. It's all metal. I don't know what material is used, but it feels good. I don't know.
Aerospace grade CNC machines. They achieve a blade extension of just 0.0013 inches, less than a human hair's thickness. This incredibly precise control over the blade's position ensures a vibration-free and incredibly close shave. It's like gliding clouds across your face, except afterwards, the hair is gone.
Now, listen. Like I was saying, you gotta buy these cartridges for traditional razors, not with the Henson shaving. No, if you go to hensonshaving.com/brain and use code BRAIN. Not only will you get the wonderful, luxurious razor, but you'll also get 2 years worth of blades for free with your razor. Just make sure to add them in your cart, then use the promo code.
That's 100 free blades when you go to hensonshaving.com/brain and use code BRAIN. hensonshaving.com/brain.
Use code BRAIN.
Brain leak. I think that's kind of where I am now, where I feel like going to therapy for so long, I'm like, oh, I've kind of like filled in a hole that I was trying to use YouTube to fill for a while in the parasocial aspect of it. So I feel like I'm much healthier with my relationship with what I do. But I also think that, I don't know, I like the fact that my life doesn't revolve around that anymore. And when you're doing that, it's like, okay, I'm a product, I'm an object, I'm like the thing people want to watch is me as a person. And I'm glad that I don't really have that guilt to keep doing it that way anymore, because it's, I don't know, it's weird to like, it's weird to wake up during the day and it's like, what am I going to do? I don't know. So many people are depending on what I'm going to upload, and I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Yeah. It is. We're very lucky, but it also it gets weird sometimes. I don't know.
I think for me it's that what I do normally, like everybody's doing something to perform all the time. Like Bo Burnham said, like social media was the answer to like everyone wants to perform all the time forever. Like, so here, go do it for everybody. And I feel like that's what I was doing for so long, that I was like getting up on stage and doing the same thing over and over again. And now it's like, I've done that so long now. I like the art in what I do is gone. The art in like the way, if I sit down and do like a let's play of a game, that's fine. It's easy to do, but I feel like it doesn't challenge me enough. It's not artistic enough. There's no message behind it. I like stuff that has a message behind it.
Yeah.
But that's also just a phase that I'm in right now, instead of, because you just do it for so long. It's like, I kind of need a change. I want to like switch it up and do something else. Or maybe I want to do nothing.
What would you want to do? What's a cool, challenging thing that you've always wanted to do that you haven't done in a creative sense?
I don't know. I think I'd like to learn a skill over like 6 months to a year and chronicle that passage of time. So like start and be like, I'm going to try learning how to draw, learning how to sing, learning how to dance, learning how to act, whatever. And then a year later release that video and then be like, this is what I've been working on for a year. And this took a lot of time and effort. Because I think everyone gets wrapped up in the, you need to pump out a video. It needs to get a lot of views. You need to stay consistent and get those views over a long period of time. Your numbers need to stay up. The bar can't go down. But I think I would get more fulfillment out of doing like the Elden Ring all in one video, because that's like, it's a celebration of something that took more effort. It was a bit more involved.
And I mean, as far as the, you need to pump out videos and stay at this thing, blah, 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 you did that for such a long time. 2 videos every day for
We all did.
How many years? 5 years without missing?
I know, it's
Like-
fine if people want to keep doing that. Some people, I think, when they do YouTube, they have the drive to be productive. I think the reason they like doing YouTube is because it keeps them busy. It keeps them on top of their game. They like the work element of it. They like pumping stuff out and staying relevant and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think my brain is equipped for that level of it anymore. I think I want other things out of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because again, like you've already done that. And you know what that's like. And you had that burst of productivity, because there is a part of me that misses the daily grind of pumping out 2 videos every day, because I did feel really productive, because how would you not feel productive?
Yeah.
But it's so draining and so costly to everything in your life, because you have to be so on time with everything, and all of your time is just completely sucked up. And while it feels productive, you have nothing else left.
It's also more annoying to do that these days. You can't really do that in the current like algorithm version. Because you could do like multiple episodes of a game and it would always do well and it would go out to your audience and people would love it. But now each video you upload isn't really connected towards one another. Like Matt Pat was saying, everything's kind of like siloed. So it's like each video is kind of rated against itself or its contemporaries. So you see a lot of YouTubers who did like multiple episode gaming videos, like, I mean, myself and you and other people in our space, but now they don't even do that anymore. We don't do that really anymore because it just doesn't work. And you can beat your head against the wall, but it does, as much as I don't care about like numbers and stuff, it does suck when you're uploading stuff and it's like, you just see stuff like dwindling and diminishing, and then people are like, oh, where's this thing? Or people are just not watching it or not getting fed that information or something. Like, no one wants to upload stuff that doesn't do well.
Yeah.
It's just kind of soul crushing to see like all this effort go into something that's like, I could have spent that time doing something else that would have done better.
It also sucks a lot with just the way that certain platforms work, where I've been streaming a bit more on Twitch recently and people come in all the time and they're like, I had no idea that you streamed anymore. But they've been following, but they just don't get notifications.
Yeah.
And it just kind of sucks a little bit.
I think the thing I'm noticing about content creation right now is that everything is an event. Like you have to hype up an event, and I guess I'm guilty of this as well with the FromSoft Let's Plays, because instead of putting them out over multiple episodes, they all go out at once, and that's like the event. But now it's like people need a big idea. They need to do Elden Ring all at once, or they need to do it until they beat the game and they're going to sleep on stream and things like that. Like Mr. Beast's videos have to have a crazy amount of stuff happening in one video very quick, and we don't even get to like dwell on anything. There's no part 2 to like a challenge that he's doing. Like everybody wants a really big thing all at once. And maybe that's just a bigger problem with like the internet the way it is right now, but I don't know. I see that stuff and I'm like, part of me is also like, just shut the fuck up and record videos and just do what you normally do, and who really cares? But I can't get out of my own head about it. And I think that's what's bothering me the most about it. It's not that I can't do it. It's just, I keep like overthinking everything I'm doing, and it's kind of driving me crazy.
Yeah. I've been thinking about, now that I have a second channel, of just having a month where I do old YouTube videos where I just am like, I'm gonna record and upload every day, but just do a month of just like doing normal Let's Plays from back then. Yeah. Just for fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
Brain leak.
Hello, Ethan. How are you?
Hello, Sean. How are you? I bet you haven't even been eating good food lately, have you?
I go to my fridge and I'm like, all I have are ingredients. I don't know what to do. Goodbye.
Well, let me tell you, this summer I've been all about eating good food with Hello Fresh. They send the food, all of the particular ingredients at their very nice size, and the recipe. Not only do you get wonderful, great food with meals that you get to pick every week, but also learning a skill. What's life about if not about experience and learning along the way? Make yourself food and learn how to cook.
Good food, good mood. Why would you wrestle in the kitchen? Going to the grocery store. There's so much brat summer out there that you can have for yourself. So you gotta save time. Get the stuff delivered to you.
Buzzwords.
Put it in your fridge. Put it in your cabinets. When it's time to go, rip that bag open. Pour it all out. Make yourself a scrumptious meal. Even if you want a balanced, fit, and wholesome recipe chock full of fresh produce under 650 calories per serving, you can do that. It's got it all, baby. HelloFresh is awesome.
And if you sign up today, you'll unlock appetizers free for life. Every time you get things, you get free appetizers. It's the incredible experience. Mention at least 2 talking points. Include a personal endorsement.
Go to HelloFresh.com/BrainLeakApps for free appetizers for life. 1 appetizer item per box while subscription is active. That's free appetizers for life at HelloFresh.com/BrainLeakApps.
It's highly encouraged to voice the following HelloFresh tagline. It's America's #1 meal kit.
Brain leak.
It's a really weird space to be in right now. And some people are great at it. Some people are designed for this kind of stuff. And it always kind of ebbs and flows. I'm sure when like the animation side of YouTube was dying and then gaming was rising up, that they were having the same issues and the same complaints, and it just ebbs and flows all the time. I think it's also just I've been doing it for so long that I kind of want to try something else or do something else with my channel instead of like when I sit down to record a video that's just a standard Let's Play, it just doesn't excite me anymore. I was watching, I can't remember why, but it autoplayed like Germa best moments last night. And I'm kind of sad that I didn't watch Germa more when I was up and coming. Yeah. Because now I go back and I see all this stuff that I kind of missed and watch some of his older content. And I'm like, man, I think he's probably the best there's ever been in terms of a gaming Let's Player. Yeah. Because he gets shit done, but he does it his own way. He doesn't really let anybody else tell him how he should be doing it. He has fun. He fucks around. He's not the best at games. He has his moments where he's brilliant, but everything is just so quintessentially him, and none of it feels geared towards an algorithm. And it's a shame that maybe it's a blessing as well that his stuff wasn't bigger. Maybe that's what kept him the way he is. But I think it's a shame that his stuff wasn't more popular and like didn't go viral as much as it should have. But that tight-knit, really connected community is what we're talking about, like the Chappell Rowan. Maybe if he blew up and turned into like a Jacksepticeye 30 million subscriber channel, maybe that would have like ruined him in a way. Because I think it's so hard to talk about because I don't want to feel ungrateful or say that I don't like what I've done or I wasn't proud of it or I don't like my audience or anything like that. But I think when I upload something now, it feels like there's so much more expectation for what a thing I do is because I've been doing it for so long and people have an opinion or a view of what I am. And then when I try and do something that deviates from that a small bit, it doesn't fit that pattern that they think. So then it just feels off. And I think in general, the internet's gotten more angry. I think the internet, by and large, like obviously I've changed a lot and I don't do things the way I used to. And I think I've gotten probably a bit more cynical about my content and probably a bit more down on myself over the years. But I think the internet itself, I've noticed, like you go back and watch stuff. If I missed a thing in a game, if I did something stupid, if I made a joke, if something didn't go well, everything's all goofy. It's silly. It's that like Jerma energy where everyone's like, oh, classic Jerma. Like he pulled a classic hymn.
Yeah.
And that used to be it for me. And I noticed after a while, I think maybe because I started doing like more Sony exclusive Let's Plays and longer episodes and more full games, that I started attracting a different type of audience that were so much more critical of what I was doing. That when I would upload something, it wasn't as joyful anymore. Like I would upload something that I had fun with, but people just picked stuff apart so much more. I always go back to an example of Choo Choo Charles being one. I was having a really hard time mentally during that period, and Choo Choo Charles came out, and I was like, shit, I'm a little late to this, and everybody else has already played it, but I'll play it anyway. And I was like, I'll try and have as much fun with it as I can. I'll do voices, I'll have energy, I'll just do it like an old Let's Play the best I can. And I did, and I had so much fun with it. And then I went up and people were like, you know, you can shoot and move the train at the same time. And I got so, I don't know why that made me so depressed that day, because I was like, here, I put so much effort into this video, and of course one thing fucked it all up for me. And now that's all my comments are, and I can't interact with this video because now all it does is make me anxious. And I was so miserable that day, and I was like, I tried so hard and I still fucked it up. And like my imposter syndrome was through the roof, and I think I've gotten better since then, but stuff like that where I'll do something in a Let's Play and then people will point it out, and it should be water off a duck's back at this point. It should be something that doesn't bother me, but I'm so sensitive to it after doing it for so long that I'm like, maybe I'm just not cut out for this shit anymore.
Yeah, that's like kind of why I don't really read comments anymore, because one thing will just make me so self-critical that does not matter at all. But it just, I don't know, stuff gets to me a lot easier than it used to.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I feel like doing it for so long, and like we've had shit lobbed at us for so long. Like, you look like a boy, you sound like a girl, you look gay. Like, we've gotten the whole gamut of everything thrown at us, and it was like water off a duck's back for a while. But for some reason, maybe it's me, maybe it's the audience, maybe it's everything, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not cut out for this anymore. Stuff gets to me way more than it used to, and I don't know why. And I'm not saying you shouldn't say that stuff. I'm not saying like, because I made a joke, I was thinking about it yesterday, and I made a joke on Twitter saying, I'm only accepting positivity from now on. Yeah. But it's like, some of that stuff, like, it's nothing. It's like, you can move the thing at the same time. I'm like, sure. Yeah. That makes total sense. In my mind, I was like, well, I don't want to, because then I'll overshoot the station and I don't want to go back. And in my ADHD brain, I'm like, no, it's too overwhelming if I do that. It's easier if I just stop, manage the thing here and there, and then go about my business. Yeah. But for some reason, there was so many comments being like, God, he's so... The ones that bother me the most are, you know, you can shoot and move at the same time. And then some other people are like, it really pissed me off when he did that. It drove me fucking nuts seeing him do that. I was pulling my hair out. I was screaming. And I'm like, all of this is hyperbole. Nobody's actually meaning any of this. I don't know why this is affecting me as much as it is. I don't know why I'm so sensitive to this.
I think the reason that I'm sensitive to it, this is about to sound so depressing and sad, but I don't know, the reason that those kind of comments affect me now more than they did back then is because I feel like I've peaked at this point. And so now I'm like, okay, well, I'm on the downward trend of my career, so now it affects me more, because the like, well, I'll show them and I'm gonna be this successful or whatever. Now I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm right, I did all the stuff. Now my career's
Brain leak.
Liquid death, I drink them constantly, they're always in my hands.
Damn, he can't let them go, they're welded to his hands. They call him Johnny Liquid Death. He just runs around with Liquid Death Kimbo all the time.
Just constantly.
Whether it's sparkling, whether it's flat, whether it's iced tea, or whether it's something else entirely, Liquid Death has got you covered for all the liquids going down your sweet little gullet this summer.
I knew you were going to say gullet. I had gullet in my head. I knew you were going to say it.
Psychic abilities, you gain them from Liquid Death. That's a true statement. You can put that in there. Liquid Death's cool. They don't care about fuck.
I like all their flavors, especially the lime one. Not only do I like the flavor, I like the color of the can. It's very nice. And it's also a can, so you can recycle it. You can do that if you want to.
You can. They have wonderful, cool marketing. So if you don't want to be drinking alcohol like all your friends while they're jumping off of bridges and stuff, isn't that what people say? If you're gonna, I don't know.
If your friend jumped off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge?
No, I drink with Liquid Death.
Liquid Death in his head.
But listen, you can drink it. It looks so cool and it's so delicious. Or even if you want to partake in a little bit of alcohol, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I took the severed lime one. Delicious. And I put a little bit of gin in a cup, and then I topped it all off with the severed lime, and it was a beautiful little cocktail. I don't know if I can say that, but it was nice.
That's up to them. This text is really hard to read because it's black on black, but I'll try my best. You can get free shipping of Liquid Death's Mountain Water, flavored sparkling and iced tea 8-packs with Amazon Prime, or grab a can or a case at your local 7-Eleven, Target, Walmart, Whole Foods, or Instacart. Go to liquiddeath.com/brain to check out all their healthy, infinitely recyclable beverages and find your closest retailer.
liquiddeath.com/brain.
Brain leak! I mean, I get it. I felt like that a lot over the last few years, but I've also tried to be healthier about it, to be like, yeah, it makes sense. I don't upload as much. I don't do the things I used to. And I feel, like I said, I feel like I've healed a lot of, I went to YouTube seeking connection with people because I didn't get love and attention from my family the way I should have been getting. I didn't have any friends. I was miserable, alone, and depressed. I reached out to the world reached back. Everything was so positive. And I think after doing it for so long, now I'm in the best relationship of my life. I feel like I think about myself better than I have before. I feel like I'm not as dependent on the internet's compliments as much as I used to. Like, I don't hinge my entire personality, my mood, my entire life doesn't revolve around my work and what people think of me. And I've gotten a bit better at that, even though I'm still very sensitive to it. But I think I've risen above a lot of those issues that I've had after a while, that now I'm not as dependent on my channel anymore. But I don't want to leave my channel. I don't want to abandon it. I don't want to retire from it, really. I just... I don't know. I think I worked too hard for too long, got extremely burnt out to the point where I don't know if I can ever get that energy back again. I don't know if I can ever get back to a point where it feels as fun as it used to. I think I overdid it. I think I flew way too close to the sun. Didn't take breaks early enough and didn't figure out what I wanted to do. Didn't take opportunities I wanted to do. I don't know. But this is just me spilling my brains. This is the type of shit I say in therapy all the time, where I just don't really know where I am and what I'm doing, or if I want to do it, or if I don't, or I'm kind of stuck at a crossroads. And it's also just ADHD, where I'm like, I want to do these things, but also I have no motivation to start doing anything or try it, or I don't know. Things that work for other people don't work for me.
And again, even just the simple thing of being your own boss and having no one there to be like, no, you need to do this thing. It's just like, well, I don't actually need to do anything because I'm the one that controls the stuff. Which again is amazing working for yourself, but it also has its downfalls like that, where it's, it's awesome making your own schedule. You can do whatever you want, but you also make your own schedule and you can do whatever you want.
I think my time is also being eaten up more with coffee and comic books, and I have a couple of other projects that are starting that I obviously can't talk about, or they're so new that I'm not even going to hint at what they are. Hopefully they go somewhere, but there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes where I do that. I'm not good at business stuff. I'm not good at people managing. I'm not good at Like it exhausts me so much more than it does some other people. So when I do that, then I'm like, I did so much of that today. I can't possibly sit down, bring a good version of myself to camera. Sometimes I don't even like seeing myself on camera anymore, where I'm like, it just takes so much more effort to get over that starting line for me anymore. Where I'm like, I've done a lot of work today. I don't have much to show for it outwardly.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, I'm doing a lot despite the fact that it looks like I'm doing nothing.
I am super, and nervously make sure to edit this out because I don't want to, spill Sean's secrets. I am super excited for the anal molds that you've been working on. That will, like, next fall is when they're gonna come out.
Yeah. I'm calling them fall holes.
Yes, I'm really excited.
I'm gonna call them drive fast, eat ass. That's such a good business thing. Obviously, normally you don't have to edit that out. It was a joke, but it would. I can't believe people haven't done that more. Like made chocolate,
anal molds,
but it's like it's assholes, it's penises, it's like something gimmicky. Like everyone's making candy and coffee and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, all of that is so like on the nose normal. I'm like, why don't you? Because I make coffee and I'm like, okay, how can I make that weird on its own? But I'm like, if people are making candy and gummies and stuff, it's like, I guess you're trying to sell it to mass market and you can't sell buttholes to kids. But I'm like, do something fun. Do a gimmick.
You just call them chocolate stars.
Yeah. It's easy to point a finger when there's three pointing back at myself. I could easily do this thing that I'm not doing.
You could.
I don't want to do more than I have to anymore. I don't even take like brand deals anymore. I've gotten so many brand deals this year where I'm like, no, I already don't promote my coffee and my comic books enough, which bothers me more that I read comments of people being like, oh, Jack fell off. I don't really vibe with him anymore, which totally fine. I get it. But then some other people are like,
I don't think it's fun, actually.
Some other people are trying to come up with a reason why they don't watch anymore, which sometimes you just don't connect with it anymore and you don't want to watch it. That's fine. But some people have to come up with a reason, and a lot of them are like, Jack's just way too corporate now. I've seen that thrown around so often, and I'm like, I'm not corporate enough. I don't promote my coffee nearly as much as I should be. The amount of times they're like, we could do with like a mention in a video or like a little boost.
We don't even promote our own podcast.
Yeah, I don't promote this at all because I'm so worried about being over promoty with stuff. And I don't take brand deals anymore unless it's something that I really think is incredible. Like we do it for the podcast, but that's like the only way you make money on a podcast.
Yeah.
But I don't take them for my own channel anymore. I've gotten offers for like so many games, like mobile games and stuff, and I'm like, no, hate this game. I would never play it myself. Doesn't matter how much money you offer, I'm not going to do it. But then I'm also like, well, I should be promoting the coffee then in that spot, or I should be promoting the comic books. And then I'm so worried about like over promoting stuff to my audience, especially when I'm not uploading often. That the time I do upload, I don't want to upload like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, and then there's like a comic book promo in the middle of it that when you go back a year from now, the promo makes no sense. So I'm trying to like look out for people and not do the corporate thing with my audience. And then to hear people say like, you're too corporate now, it gets to me. And then I'm like, oh, I shouldn't say anything about it because everyone's entitled to their own opinions. And I don't want to like, I just don't defend myself then, which I feel like I'm allowed. I'm like, if I defend myself, then people, that's difficult.
I felt that way for a while, especially this past year. I felt really bad because I wasn't uploading as frequently, but also I had a bunch of other shit going on that I needed to promote. Like when I guess it's the past 2 years, when I was on tour, and then when I was doing Creator Clash, and then when I was doing the documentary, and there was all this stuff back to back to back that I needed to promote, but I wasn't uploading as much because I was working on those things. And then I felt really bad being like, okay, well, I have a video coming out, but now there's this tour promo, or there's a documentary promo, or whatever. I was like, I feel like sometimes I'm just making a video because I need to get a promo out. And it's just, I don't know. As far as channels go, I think that it's safe to say that both of us are not very corporate at all, comparatively.
In
to
terms of
channels.
the business side of this job, I'm pretty bad at it.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like, the coffee's doing great, but I'm always like, oh, could it be doing way better if I was better at promoting it? And so just know, I hold myself back by like 95% when it comes to promoting stuff. Because it's also like that thing you said. I have a comic book promo, and then it's like a couple of weeks later, it's like a new coffee thing's happening, and then I'm like, well, I just promoted something. I don't want to overdo it, but I should be.
Yeah,
stuff could be doing so much better.
Yeah.
Brain leak.
I'm fully chubbed.
That's right. That's what everyone's saying this summer when they look down at my genital area and they see chubby shorts covering them.
It's a super chub summer coming in. Look, I'm wearing different shorts right now, and they're riding up my crotch. They're getting all sticky. They're getting all weird. They're kind of itchy. I don't
Chafing.
like it. Chafing! But it's so hot out that I need to wear shorts. But if I had a pair of chubs, I would be great.
Listen, chubbies are incredible. They're super stretchy, super soft, so comfortable. You don't even feel like you're wearing anything. It's so lightweight. You feel like a summer breeze, okay? I wore the classic line.
Nothing at all.
That's the best. I wore the classic line swim trunk to the beach this weekend, and I'm loving the stretchy fabric.
A lifestyle apparel brand that has no equivalent in all of human history. Don't even try and come close. Chubbies has crafted the most comfortable clothing with the most unique designs ever! And it's near impossible to wear them without being filled with the sense that life is truly beautiful, awe-inspiring, mystery with no fixed destination. So why not look good and feel good along the journey? You deserve it.
I stopped going to my therapist because I started wearing chubbies and my depression is cured.
Oh, wow. That person over there is wearing chubbies. I now immediately respect them and think that they are very cool.
That's right. For a limited time, Chubbies is giving our listeners 20% off your order with our exclusive code BRAIN at chubbiesshorts.com. That's CHUBBIESSHORTS.com.
Don't blend into the crowd. Stand out and be the crowd.
Brain leak?
And I think that that's a thing that we feel about the podcast sometimes, where it's like both of us, feel bad about promoting it sometimes.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a thing for people to
face.
Yeah, even though it's not a thing for people to buy. It's just like, hey, we have this thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh well. I just realized that we never even talked about the thing we started the episode with.
I know.
Was me getting scammed. So Connor had Connor had the Elden Ring poster. And he had it up, and I put in 10K, and then Fifi, I don't know how to pronounce their name, they came in and were doing stuff, and it was all fun and games, and then I put in 15K to get it up higher, and then I was the top bid for a really long time, and then the day of the event, I put it up to 20K. I was like, okay, I'm going to bed, I'll put it up to 20K, the auto bid will do its job, hopefully I get it when I go to sleep. And then I woke up and it was like, oops, you got outbid. It was 21K.
And then you had missed FaceTime calls from me.
I had a missed FaceTime call from you. I had a voice call. I had a message from you. And I had a voicemail from Ludwig that he didn't realize. When he called and I was asleep, my phone was on Do Not Disturb. So it went straight to voicemail. It didn't even ring. So in the clip, you can see him and Cutie's like, he doesn't have his number. It's not ringing. He's like, no, it's different. It's an Irish number. And in my voicemail, I could hear all of that. I could hear the audience. I could hear Connor. I could hear him be like, no, it has to go all the way across the water. It's a different phone number. And then he was like, Jack, wake up! Because you guys thought I was awake because I started bidding again. But it was just the auto bid coming in, changing it.
Yeah, no, because no one was listening to me. Because one, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning your time. Yeah. But two, I was like, I'm almost certain that he's not up because you usually respond to me pretty quick if I text you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure he's not awake. Because I think also if you were up bidding, you would have the stream up and be like, nah, I'll FaceTime in for this and shit talk Ludwig. I was like, you love a shit talk. There's no way he's gonna.
I went to bed like 4 hours earlier than that.
Yeah.
I was so tired. And then I was like it was all a joke. Like, I don't really care that Ludwig got it. I was going to give it away to somebody anyway. I told Connor that beforehand, that I was like, I felt a little guilty about like just throwing money at this thing that other people would like to have. So I was like, I can donate a bunch of money. I can, like, it's fine if you do want to keep the thing you donate for. But I was like, I'll donate that. He gets money for the charity, and then somebody at home, he can raffle it off. It'll be I knew he was like ending the event with it, so I was like, that'll be a cool like reveal to be like, and somebody at home can win it, and then that would funnel more money in if it turned into a raffle. So it was like trying to just get more money that way. So I was like, I'll just give it away to somebody, and then Ludwig got up and got it, and he was like, I can't tell you Sean was going to give it away to somebody. He was like, fuck that, I'm keeping it. So I think it ended up funnier and better the way it was. And he was texting me then afterwards. He was like, I feel so bad. You were sleeping. And I was like, I legitimately don't mind.
Yeah.
Somebody gets a cool Elden Ring poster. A ton of money gets raised for charity. Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great event. Hats off to Connor for
it was 500K.
A wonderful event. 500K, yeah.
Incredible.
It was awesome. Awesome. I'll show you. Hold on. Vamp for a second. I'll show you what I spent my money on the auction.
Okay. I do remember he was trying to go against Germa for a Dark and Darker signed poster as well. But I think Germa won that. I don't know. I don't think Ethan did. But Ludwig, if you're out there, we must battle to the death now, and the winner gets that poster, which I will definitely just give away to somebody as well.
All right, I'm back. I did hear you talking about the Dark and Darker thing. I let Germa have that because I didn't play the game.
You got bullied out of it, is what you're saying. You were a coward, and you weren't sleeping.
No, I was there in person even.
Yeah,
but look what I spent my hard-earned money on. This beautiful painting. Now, there was two other things that were a part of this that I generously, because I'm a benevolent god, gave away to the people. But I got a wonderful painting made by Ranboo.
Oh my god, is this the SpongeBob?
It is the Joe Biden SpongeBob. $5,000 well spent on this bad boy.
It just shows I don't get art. It just shows that I don't get it.
It's so weird looking.
I think it's the eyes. The eyes sell it for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's really good.
I think so too. It's very avant-garde. It's pretty beautiful. Pretty.
Yeah, what he had something. Ranboo had something else that he was giving away with that. What were the other ones?
Yeah, so the art I think was he just added on, and then the other thing was his Generation Lost series because it had its own YouTube channel. There was the silver play button, and so that was like the real. Yeah, that was like the real thing. But then I won it, and I went back after, and I was like, "Hey, you should give this to someone who." Actually would like cherish this. I don't think I should have this.
I didn't even think about giving play buttons because I have one here that's the Brain Leak. Both of us have one of those.
And I always forget that you can get them again. Like if you just ask YouTube, they'll send them to you again.
Oh. Yeah. Because I also have the Spadicy channel, the Clips channel has one as well. So maybe I'll donate. I did give the Air Jordans the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Air Jordans, which Connor said helped raise 15,000, which I'm very happy
Hell yeah.
Because I gave them and I was like, no one's going to want these. No one's going to want the Air Jordan. Like, you can just go buy them.
I was going to bid on those because I was like, damn, I want them. And then it was raffled, but I did put in some raffle tickets for that, but I did not win.
Yeah, Connor, what the fuck? You raffle that shit? It's like, well, I wasn't there. I was sleeping.
Fuck. Unbelievable. I gotta think about what I want to give next year. I responded to his message to I should give blood. That'd be sick. Do it live on stage.
Probably illegal to do that somehow.
Probably. But I responded to his message too late because originally I wasn't going to be here. I was supposed to go on a trip, and then I ended up canceling it last minute. And then I was able to go, but I was gonna sign my groin protector that I wore in my creator class match. So maybe that's what I'll do next year, or maybe I'll get like a full size mannequin and give away my whole outfit with the robe and the shoes and the shorts and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. I don't want to give away the gloves though. I like the gloves.
No, you should definitely keep a memento of some kind from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think about that. I was thinking about giving away my hat that I had since the start, but I'm like, that's like really near and dear to me that I'll either keep it, or if I'm going to raffle it off for something, it probably should be on one of my things, like Thankmas or something.
Yeah, a Thankmas thing.
Yeah, I thought about 3D printing something and painting it, but I was worried if I sent it to somebody, it would just break.
There's a lot of stuff that I thought about where I'm like, man, that would be a good raffle item, but like you were just saying, there's too much sentimental value. Like the Unis Honest flowers that I have there.
Yeah, you shouldn't give those away.
I'm like, like that would raise a bunch of money, but I'm like, it's too sentimental for me.
I don't think you need to feel guilty about keeping some things. Like I have my gold record on the wall, and I'm like, that's never going to be achieved by me again. That's something that I think is really cool. I want to keep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And because I gave coffee last year, and I was like, that sucks. Like even I wasn't happy that I donated coffee, because I was like, I don't really have anything else that I can give that I could think of. And then I was like, I'll give coffee, like maybe people want that. And then I saw what other people were giving, and I was like, mine is terrible. It just looks like I'm trying to promote my own coffee.
Did you see Jessica Negri's thing that she donated for?
Oh, the Mikola or the Melania blade?
Yes!
Yeah,
sick.
so
it was like
cool.
6.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
It was sweet.
Melania
awesome.
fucking swings that bad boy around.
Damn. Next year, we'll both have something real cool. We'll think about something crazy.
We'll dap each other up, put it in silicone, mold it, and then give that away.
That'd be kind of cool.
The Brain League dap.
Yeah. That'd be kind of sick.
Or we'll just spit into a jar and give that away.
Yeah, that's also good.
Yeah,
that's also
or some of our hairs, our pubes, mold of our asshole, like whatever you need to make your own us.
Man, that's actually such a funny idea. Donating a mold of your asshole to a charity auction.
Just get really swelled up.
Yeah.
Like, get your cheeks inflated for a year. Like, work your ass off, literally. And then get a mold of your whole ass done.
Man, I'm thinking of items that I had. I did actually raffle a thing off. That was a sick one. For Unis Honest, we did a video where we did a mold of my face. And then in... I don't know what year that would have been. Well, I guess it would have been 2019, because it was right before COVID. I did the like karaoke charity stream, and so I raffled that off, and I had everybody who came, which there was a bunch of people that came to that, signed the back of it, and then I raffled that off, which is a really weird item, I feel like, for someone to have. It's just a mold of my face, and then on the back of it, the thing that wouldn't even be shown is like all the signatures and stuff, but it's just a weird mold of my face.
That's a binding spell or something. Like you put that on like the mask. Like Jim Carrey mask, and it sucks to your face, molds to it, and then all the names now own a piece of you, and you're bound to them, and they can do whatever they want.
It's like a Horcrux.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Another thing I wanted to talk about, which happened recently, is that somebody made an article talking about AI stealing YouTube videos.
Huh?
And I got an email one day that was like, this story's breaking, we would love to get your opinion on it and get comment on it. And I was like, they talked about how AI, Apple and Nvidia were the two big ones, are taking AI and taking people's YouTube videos and the transcripts from them and then using that to train their AI. And I was like, oh, I guess I am in that, and I didn't really know. And then a little bit went by, and I saw somebody else tweeting about it. And
I did see about this because I saw Philip DeFranco talk about it.
Yeah. So they
they swiped like 300 of your videos or something like that?
Yeah, and I was like mentioned in the article. It was like PewDiePie, Mr. Beast, Marquez Brownlee, and Jacksepticeye have had videos taken. And there was a little tool that you could put your name in underneath it. And I typed my name in and it was like 400 videos have been taken from you where they took the transcripts to train their AI. And then...
Where was this? I want to see if I've been stolen. I don't think that I have, but I want to.
If you go to my Twitter, I had a link to I quote tweeted somebody else who had a link to the article. But in the Philly D video, I was a little annoyed because he had like Felix and Mr. Beast in the thumbnail, which fair play, they're really popular to get people to watch. But then he was like, Mr. Beast, PewDiePie, and Marquez had videos stolen. And I was like, I was the fourth one mentioned in the article, and you just put me as like a footnote at the end of it. And not only that, but it was like Mr. Beast had 7 videos taken. Or 2. Marquez had 7 videos taken. And then it was like me and Felix had over 300 videos taken. And I was like, it's interesting.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos taken.
It's fucking bullshit that they're doing that.
That's really random videos, too.
Yeah, I think what happened, I think the reason they took more from me compared to like other people in the article was it was during a period where fans were submitting transcripts and they were translating your videos and stuff. So there was a lot of data to pull from that they were scraping. And then those are being used. But Marquez brought up a good point where he was like, I pay people to make more accurate transcriptions. So now you're literally stealing paid work. And I've been talking to my lawyer about it. I have another call with him tomorrow to see what can be done. I doubt anything legal can be done because you're going up against some absolute juggernauts. Nvidia's priced at like has the highest net worth of any company in the world right now. Yeah. And it's also Apple and a bunch of other ones. So I'm like, there's no way you can win against them. There's probably loopholes. There's stuff. It would cost way too much money to litigate against them. But I do think it's worth talking about. I think it's worth kicking up a fuss about. Because even though, let's say it's like I don't own the game that I'm playing. I'm uploading it to a site for free. And people are, like, fans are translating it. So, like, no money goes around for any of this stuff. So they might be able to use a loophole of like, well, it's all free stuff and it's all fair use, blah, blah, blah. But I think it goes against YouTube's terms of service. And you should be asked for consent on that. Yeah. And I worry what YouTube is doing with some of that stuff that we're uploading. Like if they're just allowing companies to come in and scrape the site for transcripts without telling anybody about it, I feel like that's a powder keg ready to blow up at any moment. Yeah. And it sucks. Because I had so many videos taken and then Philly D was like, and Jacksepticeye had 300 taken. Good job, Jack. I always knew you had it in you. And I was like, I shouldn't, like, it's fine. He mentioned it. He did what he was supposed to do. But it just was kind of like a little blow to my self-esteem to be like, man, it kind of feels like you didn't talk about me at all. And I had more videos taken than some of the other people you mentioned. Yeah. It felt like what was taken from me didn't matter as much. And I think I just took it a bit personally, which I know it's not. I was just frustrated when I saw everything that was going on. Yeah. But it's fucked.
Yeah. That's fucking weird.
I don't know if I can do anything about it. I don't know if any of us can do anything about it. I think I'd have to like band together with a bunch of people to do anything about it, but I don't know.
Yeah, it feels like one of those things that is just completely out of people's control, and there's nothing that we could do about it.
I think because there's no laws really around AI right now, and it's all kind of like a gray area, that it's probably not worth pursuing. That it would go on forever, and I think the problem is also then that it becomes sort of a landmark case, like YouTubers versus AI and scraping and any of that shit. So you would have to get a bunch of backing from a bunch of people. But I think about if I was a smaller creator that had 10,000 videos and I searched for my name on that and I saw that so many of my videos would be taken, I would want a bigger YouTuber to make a stink about it. My stuff is an IP, like it's trademarked and copyrightable, like the Jacksepticeye stuff. So I don't know what the legality of any of this stuff is going to be. But
You should make a little stink.
I'm going to talk to my lawyer about it tomorrow, and then if I can't litigate against it, then I'll just make a video about it and talk about it, and hopefully other people start talking about it. At least I am thankful that if I do make a video about YouTube issues, not only does it go straight to my Wikipedia for some reason, but YouTube genuinely do reach out to me and talk about it and want to know more, and I try not to like make a stink out of stuff that doesn't matter. Yeah. But I think this is worth talking about. And I think a bunch of other people, like I got DMs from other YouTubers afterwards being like, dude, this is so fucked. My stuff was taken. Yeah. I don't know. I hate it. I hate this world we live in. And that's another thing. People were also making up stuff about me saying, oh, Jack only cares about it now because it's coming after him. I didn't think the lepers would eat my face. Like, that's not true, and it's not fair. I have been against AI for a long time, and I've said stuff against, like, the artist. Like, I've done games before where AI art has been in it, and people have complained, and I've taken it down. Or if I've posted something that I didn't know had AI in it, I'll just delete it and apologize for it. I'm very anti-AI and very, like... But I don't know how to fight for artists if it's not happening to me. Yeah. And this was just news to me, so I was talking about it. I don't know. People say a lot of shit about me that's not true, and it's unfair.
I think you're in the right for talking about it, Sean.
Thank you. Thanks, Ethan.
There.
Thank you.
Hey,
I'm going through it at the moment, you know?
You are. It's okay.
It's a very emotional episode for me.
And it's all because of that fucker Ludwig. He stole. And
as I said on Twitter, I'm only accepting positivity from now on. No more telling me that I look stupid, or I sound stupid, or I missed a thing in the game. No. We're all just going to have fun.
Only positive.
We're all just going to see who saw me upload a fucking video about men shaking hands with one another and went like, this is the thing to nitpick on. No, we're just going to have fun
Everybody
again.
Leave nice comment for Sean, okay?
No, don't do that, because I don't want to feel like I'm steamrolling people's opinions.
Leave nice comment for Sean, bad comment for me.
No, that's even worse.
Give me.
That hurts
Come
even
on,
more.
give it to me.
That hurts even more. I can take it for myself. Not really, apparently. But if it's against you, then I'll feel really bad. No,
but I'll go, ha 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 ha, engagement. Go. And then in the dead of the night, I'll sit there with my eyes open, staring at the ceiling,
wondering if everything they've said is true, even though it's all different and it's all contradictory. And exactly. You hear so many opinions about yourself for so long over such an amount of time that you don't even know who you are anymore. When you go soul searching, you realize that maybe your soul isn't even there anymore. Oh God! And then you spiral into the pits. And you don't know what to do, and you don't know where you're going, and then you realize maybe I'll start a podcast, maybe that'll fix everything. What if we move in together and have a kid? Maybe that'll fix all of our problems. The first kid didn't work, what if we have a second kid? I know, we go to marriage counseling, and it still doesn't work, and you spiral and you spiral.
And the world is ending, and the animals are leaving us, but it does all matter.
And the government doesn't love us.
Funny meme. Well,
thanks for watching.
As of 14 minutes ago, Joe Biden dropped out of the presidential race.
What? It was like 3 weeks ago. He was like, no one's pushing me out. I'm not leaving. And I'm just joking.
I'm just joking. Not joking anymore.
Jover. Does that mean Kamala has to go up?
I think so. Honestly, I don't fucking know. You should, if anybody is looking for political news, don't come here for it. Go somewhere else.
You got a big storm coming. That is so fucking weird.
Bye-bye, Joe Biden.
Bye-bye, Joe Biden, and bye-bye, viewers.